1993 in November in a garbage bag in a cornfield in Indiana, and evidence linked Larry to the crime. And sentenced to life in prison. Since then, Larry has confessed to about 35 other kidnapping, rapes, tortures, and murders, but he has recanted all of them. The authorities, however, believe that Larry could be responsible to up to 40 to 50 kidnapping, rapes, and murders of young women. Now, Larry is at the FCI in Butner, North Carolina, and I was at the FCI, and I lived on the same unit with Larry for 3 years back in 2005. Larry was my cellmate for over a year. Now, back then, there was no social media, and nobody on the compound cared about Larry because he was irrelevant. He was a short, fat guy, friendly, said hello to everybody, but didn't talk to many. And he was basically irrelevant. Nobody cared about him, and nobody knew really about his crimes. So I lived with Larry, and after a few months, Larry got very comfortable with me. I did not have any agenda with Larry because I knew nothing about him. It was basically pick your poison who I wanted to live with, and Larry was the best option. So like I said, after a few years, he got comfortable with me, and he started talking to me, and he started telling me things about his crimes. And I still have nightmares about them, but understand, in prison, every drug dealer you talk to worked for Pablo Escobar. Every bank robber got the most amount of money. People embellished their... So you got to have a bullshit detector. After Larry told me things, I would go back and I would try to trip him up a little bit, and it never worked. His stories stayed the same. And some of them haunt me still today. So fast forward to 2024, I'm out of prison living with my sister, and I'm watching a 48 Hours episode with her, and all of a sudden I jump up and I go, holy shit, I lived with that frickin' guy. It was about Larry and all his crimes and what he's accused of. And I look at my sister and I said, he told me about these things. I said, I had no idea what he was. So I'm putting all this stuff together in a book, and hopefully I'll be working with somebody to maybe get something produced. But